We've talked about this before, but we got to run it by it again. Albert Breer, Sports Illustrated's Albert Breer on the Dan Patrick Show said just the other day, quote, "I think it's possible that he has a Brett Favre hair across his ass. You could see a Vikings year for Favre from Aaron Rodgers somewhere else. I don't think it's impossible that maybe one last time he wants to come back and put everything into it." The team that he names as that possible Brett Favre year is the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we've laughed at this before. We've rolled our eyes many times. We'll do it again. I'll ask a different style of question here so that we don't keep it the same conversation every single time. Is Pittsburgh built for an Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre resurgence? Because you have to remember that Brett Favre walked into Minnesota. They had a pretty good team going on in Minnesota. It wasn't a bad team by no means. They just needed a quarterback. The Pittsburgh Steelers, well, if George Pickens is not catching footballs, they need a lot more than a quarterback. So is there a Brett Favre hair in Pittsburgh to be found somewhere?
I don't think there is. I mean, the Steelers are a pretty good team. I think that the Steelers, if they get above average quarterback play, are a team that might make some noise in the playoffs. They just haven't gotten that. But I also haven't seen that from Aaron Rodgers recently. Obviously, he missed the entire 2023 season due to an Achilles injury, but he's 40 years old. Coming back from that is not easy, as we saw this year. So I don't think there is a resurgence there. I think there is a conversation to be had about him potentially going to Pittsburgh. Not that I would want to do it, but I think that is the sad reality of the Steelers is right now they're not going to find a starter in the draft in 2025. The free agent class is very barren. I think Sam Darnold is going to wind up back where he is. So that takes off the top name. That's not even like a bona fide top name off the board. And if your options are between Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers, there's a conversation there. Now, would I take Justin over both of them? Probably going into next year, but I think that we can't rule out the conversation, even though I think both me and you sitting here would say that's not the best, that's not a good option, and it's not a good solution for the Steelers next year. I don't think that Aaron Rodgers has much left. All respect to him. The guy's a Hall of Famer. The guy's a 4-time NFL MVP, a Super Bowl winner, but at 41 years old, a year removed from an Achilles tear, I don't see him resurging to the point of Brett Favre a la Minnesota Vikings. I just don't see it.
What would have to happen? Let's ask that. What would have to happen for Aaron Rodgers to end up in Pittsburgh? Hey, football fans, there's only a few short weeks left in the season, and we've got some exciting wildcard games to look forward to. Get in on the action right now with my partners at DraftKings Sportsbook. They're offering all new customers $200 in bonus bets instantly after betting just $5. Don't let this slip away. Download the DraftKings app now and sign up using our code ALLSteelers. The crown is yours. Stay in the action and use your $200 in bonus bets on DraftKings same-game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. Combine multiple bets together from the same game. Love the thrill of betting? DraftKings has got you covered. Bet live on in-progress games right as they happen, making watching the game that much more exciting. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have the shot to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use my promo code ALLSteelers and bet just $5 on any wager and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code ALLSteelers only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
Justin Fields would have to say there's not a chance in God's green earth that I'm coming back.
Which is not impossible to happen.
And it literally comes down to Russell Wilson versus Aaron Rodgers. I think you have that conversation, and I think depending on what we see this weekend, that conversation could lean towards the ayahuasca guy.
Oh my gosh. Could you imagine? If Mike Tomlin or Arthur Smith, like there's got to be somebody else. You got to call somebody for somebody out there. I'll toss a couple of names out here. Hypotheticals. Let's have some fun with it. Because this is just depressing talk. That's all this is. It's noon on a Wednesday, and it's just bringing everybody down. Okay, this is Las Vegas. We're supposed to have fun. I'll toss a couple of names out there. You tell me if you'd take him over Aaron Rodgers. Probably and or Russell Wilson, but we'll just stick with Aaron Rodgers. Will Levis in a trade.
I'm still taking Aaron Rodgers over Will Levis.
Aiden O'Connell in a trade.
Still taking Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, okay. JJ McCarthy in a trade where you have to give up a second-round pick.
That one is interesting to me because JJ McCarthy, if he was in this year's draft, would be the first quarterback off the board. Now, he's coming off of a missed season, but you're essentially getting the best quarterback in this year's draft for a second-round pick. So I would definitely put JJ McCarthy, if he's up for sale, ahead of Aaron Rodgers.
Kirk Cousins. And you don't got to pay him. They figure it out. This is another Russell Wilson situation.
I would still take Aaron Rodgers over Kirk Cousins.
Joe Flacco.
Oh my God. Because he's going to play for every single team in the AFC North before he calls it quits. No, I would. That's interesting because all you're asking him to do is be a game manager. You're not asking him to be a superstar and play hero ball. That's when Russell Wilson's gotten in trouble these last 4 weeks, is when he's tried to play hero ball. So if there's anybody that just exemplifies not playing hero ball, it is Joe Flacco. But again, man, that is, again, it's a bad, you're not happy with either, but you're more happy, I think, with Rodgers than Flacco.
All right. Last one I'll toss out here for you. Brock Purdy, but you got to pay him.
That's kind of what the Steelers need. I mean, you're going to have to pay a quarterback eventually, but you need a guy that can come out and kind of just distribute. And I think Brock Purdy has shown that he can do it. Now, do the Steelers have the pieces and do they have the weapons? No, but I think that there's a world in which Brock Purdy is a better option 1-for-1 than Aaron Rodgers.
All right. A bonus here. Kyle Allen.
I mean, perfect passer rating, no incompletions this season. I think you go Kyle Allen over the world.
But I agree. I don't disagree.